Welcome to Secondary Voices and Topics from today's high school students.
Hi, welcome to the Pixel Updates podcast. It's been a while. I'm your host, Tristan Neeson, and today we're talking about some big updates in the gaming sphere, of course. And the biggest update is League of Legends has turned 14 years old. And I know a lot of people don't like the game based off of its community, but you cannot deny that it is a very important part of gaming history as it kickstarted the esports scene. It kickstarted the popularity of free-to-play formats. Even though most attribute it to Fortnite, League of Legends' success came from the free-to-play model. Its competitors, I don't remember their names, were full-price games, but League of Legends was so accessible. Even though it was a worse game, more people played it because they didn't want to spend the full price for a live service game. And the way they monetized that was through in-game content, from skins to name changes, emotes, and stuff like that. And that really popularized the format. So League turning 14 years old is a huge, huge deal. And they're on a fast track to turning 15. And with the new changes they just brought, they made the game a whole lot more fun and interesting to get into at this point. So if you have a laptop that's running Windows 11 and can run like games like Roblox or Your Only Move is Hustle on Steam, well, then I highly recommend trying League of Legends. It's not for everyone, and there's a steep learning curve, but it is very fun this season with all of the changes they put in and all of the new stuff. On to Apex Legends. Apex Legends just got a new collab announcement. After their collaboration with Post Malone being so popular, they have decided to partner with Final Fantasy. We do not know exactly how it's going to pan out. From the trailer of Horizon and Crypto picking up, I believe it's Sephiroth's sword. I don't play Final Fantasy, but it's a very big sword. And there is him using it in-game. People theorize that it'll be an item you can pick up, like a melee weapon, or it'll be another heirloom. And if it's an heirloom, that'll suck, because that automatically puts a $150 price tag on something that's a crossover. And the Post Malone event was hugely successful, so much so that they brought the LTM and all of the bundles back due to high community demand, and that's a first for Respawn. Respawn's never done this. And EA is, I think the only reason they brought it back was because they could sell more skins, but it's EA. What can you expect from them? And their most recent event, Kill Code, in the finale, killing off Eduardo Silva and kickstarting the start to the Revenant Army, they brought back an old mode, just reskinned. And I don't care that it's reskinned, because that mode was amazing, and it's essentially a solos game. So you start out 60 players, and it's solos, but you drop in loot, kill people, but the people you kill come back as, in this case, Revenant, and they can wall run, super jump, and do all of that, and they two-shot you. And once it's down to the last 10 legends team up to try and get to an evac ship and survive. It's really interesting, really cool game mode concept, and I'm so glad they brought it back. I mean, I've been dying for this game mode to come back for almost 4-5 years now, and it just makes me happy, because it was a concept that everyone loved at the beginning, and Respawn just never brought it back and instead replaced it with a lackluster Halloween mode called Shadow Royale instead of Shadowfall. So And on other big topics, Modern Warfare 3 has released. Everyone hates it. I wouldn't say everyone. It's not as popular as Modern Warfare 2 because it's more or less a $60 DLC update. And it just recently integrated to Warzone. I haven't gotten to play it yet. I'm going to play it when I go home. But it seems like it made the Warzone experience so much more fun to play because they added movement back and new guns, which is cool. But the largest complaint everyone has is the multiplayer. Everyone loves the zombies. And I'm surprised about that because the zombies has always been a round-based system where you survive for as long as you can. But they tried something new with Outbreak and Cold War, and it worked. A lot of people liked it. So they did that again for Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, except for they styled it as a DMZ type mode, where you go in, loot, kill zombies, get points, upgrade your weapons, extract, and then you can go into the next game with your weapons and advance to a harder zone on the map, which will have unique boss enemies, more zombies, harder to kill zombies. And the more you do that, the more weapons you stash up, the more progress you make. And there's multitudes of Easter eggs. It's super deep. But with the multiplayer, it just feels like Modern Warfare 2, 2022, with a fresh paint of nostalgia and slide canceling, where they added a bunch of old maps for marketing and no new maps. None whatsoever. Only old maps. And it kind of just feels like, oh, we got to put out the most low-effort game. And it's not Sledgehammer's fault. Sledgehammer has been, as of recently, put under the gun multiple times by Activision Blizzard and their higher-ups to where they don't have enough time to work on the game. Why Call of Duty Vanguard is so bad, according to a statement made by one of the employees, is because they weren't able to craft a vision they wanted to. They weren't able to determine the setting, and they had to go help Treyarch finish Black Ops Cold War. And with that, that only left the total development time of this AAA game, this multi-billion-dollar game, to 8 months. And at least they were able to get something together in those 8 months because the game is not good. But from what I've been hearing and seeing on articles like Dexterra, it's not their fault. It's really the higher-ups being greedy. And you can see that in all forms of media. PlayStation is removing digital content from specific people who bought those digital things. So if you bought anything on digital from the Discovery Channel on PlayStation, you cannot use that, and there will be no refunds. Because in the terms of service, and beware, if this happens this can happen on any platform. You're not buying the game, you're buying the rights to play the game. So if those licenses run out on that certain platform, you will not be able to use that content at all. It's just how it works. It sucks. That's why physical copies are so much better, but people will still use digital copies because it's easier access. I'd still say have most of your games on disc, like ones you really enjoy. For me, the ones I have on disc are Doom Eternal, Mortal Kombat 11, and Nier Automata become this God's Edition. Because if you read in the fine print of the user license agreement, if the license ever gets revoked for Xbox, which is the platform I'm on, to play those games and have them on their console and hardware, you will not get a refund because it's just a license expiring and you don't have the license to play that game anymore because you're just purchasing the license. It sucks, but it makes sense in this new world of digital gaming. Hard copies are becoming more valuable, but everyone is still going to digital copies. it's really interesting to observe from an outside perspective. If you're not really into gaming, then it's really difficult for anyone to do this kind of thing. And up next is Minecraft. How everyone is upset with Minecraft right now. How the mob vote was botted and rigged. More people wanted a specific mob to get added to the game, but it didn't, unfortunately. And with that addition to the game, people were upset because the ones that the majority of people wanted to didn't get in because people botted the mob vote. And Mojang has put out a statement saying that they will not reverse it because they believe the mob vote was 100% accurate. I am not sure it was because the majority of people, like the vast majority of people I saw, was voting for the penguin instead of the armadillo. So we'll see how it goes, how Mojang answers this problem. I genuinely hope Mojang fixes this mistake. People are genuinely fed up with the mob vote because they don't describe how the mobs will work in-game until they get added to the game. And people just go off of the design. And it's really difficult to figure out what will be fun for the game and what won't when you don't know what's being added. Anyways,